Hey guys, this is the third part of my video tutorial on doing configuration of NHibernate 3.2 and earlier with the ASP.NET MVC. So I was explaining up to line number 30. So basically this is where I had to stop because of my software limitation time. Software that I'm using to record this video, it has a limitation of 10 minutes, so that's where I had to stop. So anyway, that's where I will be continuing from. So basically here into the configuration object, I'm adding the assembly that is this assembly. That's where all my Poco object will be residing. So basically I'm asking at runtime find the type of the address and add the assembly. Once that is done, I can build a session factory. Okay, that is that. And the other thing that I had to do, and of course remember, like, this connection string name was not set, so what I did was I have to set the connection string. So basically I went into my web config file and added a connection string section right here. Here's a connection string section with the name MVC with NHibernate and the actual connection string that points to my SQL Server backend database. So that's what I did, and once I have that name available, I basically set that information into my helper method here. That is what I did. And the other important thing that I have to do, because remember, like, we have to make sure it's separate. The NHibernate session is along with the per session request of the web session context. So that's what I had to do last thing. I go into the global ASAX file and then basically associate our NHibernate session. Well, very first thing I did when the application is start, I basically remember, like, we had the private, well, public static field right here, right? So basically this field, I'm basically populating that field, well, setting that field by grabbing this, building this session factory. So this one right now giving me iSession factory. Okay, and after that, remember, like, I had to begin request event handler of this application page and the end request. When the application starts, so basically I grab the session and associate the session with the current session context object in line 36. And then when the application ends in this here, I basically unbind the existing session and basically dispose it. And give it, dispose the resources. That is very important. Once that, okay, now that is done, let's go ahead and debug this application one more time and let's see if everything is good. I'm going to put a breakpoint right here and then run the application. Good. Oh, for some reason, well, I didn't fire my breakpoint. I don't understand. Okay, anyway, now next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a little DAO. Well, actually I have already created a little DAO object here. Simple address DAO inside the DAO folder. So what I have here is basically pretty simple. Just I would like to show you how to save the address object into backend database. So basically inside the class I have a field of type iSession, I say NHibernate session, and then this object, simple address DAO object, has a default constructor. The constructor, we need to pass the session to it, and the session will basically set that session to a private variable right here, okay. And then after that I have a create address method. This method is pretty simple. Basically address comes in because here I start the transaction, I save the object, and one more thing I forgot to do, because I want to commit, otherwise it isn't written to the database. So I would say commit. Save that object and commit it. Once a commit is done, it pursues that data into backend database. Okay, let's see if we can use this simple address DAO into our address controller object. Remember, I have this address controller. So basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to say in here, I'm going to say DAO, simple address DAO. Simple address DAO. Okay, address DAO. I have to create an instance of this guy, but if you look at the constructor, it expects the iSession NHibernate session, right? So I would say something like MVC application dot NHibernate session factory dot okay, sorry. Okay, get the current session. Alright, now once that is done, and then let's see if I can come in here into index, so I can say something like address style. It has a create address method, and it takes new that address. Let's say to some of the property of the address. Address 1, let's say grain, Paro, just imaginary address. Address 2, street 900. City, I don't know, Birmingham. State East Alabama. And the zip code is, I don't know, 34567. Just, you know, all these are imaginary addresses anyway. Okay, and then, alright, now let's go into my address table. Let's see. Select everything from address. Boom. Oops. Because you know I have to go into my right database, MVC and Hibernate. Okay, there's some data. I'm going to go ahead and delete from address table. Alright, cool. Alright, those are deleted. Now I'm going to go ahead and run my application. I don't know, sometime breakpoint here. Okay, I come in here into this breakpoints. If you have 11, go ahead, commit the transaction, return it. Boom. Okay, let's see. It persisted that information into backend database or not. That awesome. See right here, it did persist there. Alright. So, see, it is really easy with the NHibernate. Of course, you know, initially it looks like a lot of tasks, but now imagine that you have to write to get huge amount of code to using ADO.NET. That's a lot of plumbing code. I mean, you know, we can write, we can do, you know, a lot better with a tool like Entity Framework and Hibernate and a bunch of others out there. Anyway, in this is a basic example on how we can create. Now, let's say, let's do one more thing. I would like to show. Now I would like to show how, you know, what kind of, I mean, the script basically it generates. Let's go ahead and change this new address, suite. This time I'm gonna say Houston, Steady, Texas. And zip code is, I don't know, something like 98, whatever. Okay, now we know it's a new address, so basically this time I'm going to go into, I'll show you how the SQL looks like generated by NHibernate. Let's go into tools and go to SQL Server Profiler. I would like to see the you know, the script sent out to the SQL Server database by using NHibernate. Let's go ahead and close. Okay. Let's go ahead and, well, actually, I'm going to start it now, and then let's go ahead and start this. Boom. Yeah, awesome. It is.